4:30 in the morning here. It's raining. It's dark. And that's why you can't see me, okay? You know, it's a lot easier to talk anyway when you're not looking in the mirror. I don't want, you know, people say, oh, some of these new idiots that don't know me says, oh, you're a coward, you know, you're blocking out the thing. Hey, man, my face is all over the place. I looked up his channel. His face cannot be found anywhere. But that's what these little 2-year-old idiot hypocrites talk about, you know. We hate hypocrites. The true Christians, we hate hypocrites, man. All the phoniness, all the hypocrisy, all the wickedness, all the lies. I was driving down through Malibu yesterday, Pacific Coast Highway, and I see this deer running like a maniac, like he's in a panic mode, you know, running down alongside the highway. And I said, oh man, and he's, you know, he's trying to cross, right? So I try to slow down a little bit, you know, make sure I don't hit him when he's crossing. He crosses my part of the highway, but the traffic coming the opposite direction. I look over and I see him flipping 10 feet in the sky, man. I thought, oh my God, these people are murderers. So I went over there. I expected to see his blood and his body parts strewn all over the street, because they drive like rockets coming down there, man. It's dangerous now to drive. Almost everywhere, people are driving rocket ships. You know? And this is law. Most of the highways in the country now, 80 miles an hour. What happened to the 55 saves lives? They don't want to save lives anymore. Seat belts and all that stuff. Supposed to save lives. So why don't they slow it down? A couple of months ago, I was in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. I see 2 cars smash without any slowing down, man. My friend told me, oh, they were probably doing text messages or something. Yeah, I never saw anything like this before. I never saw anything like a deer flying in the air, 15 feet high, doing a flip. You know, this is insane. They do all of this to obey their God of this world, who is Satan. They want to get to work on time. You know, and this insanity has gone too far. You know, it's time to leave Egypt, because it's disgusting what is happening here. And I drove around and I stopped. I wanted to find out where that deer was. I couldn't find that deer, you know. About 20 years ago, I saw a car hit a kid. Maybe he was 10 years old, 9, 10 years old. It flipped him up in the air like 20 feet high. And he came down and he started running. I couldn't believe it. I thought, man, this kid is dead. And yet he ran like you. I say, the guy that hit him, he stopped and he tried to call him. This kid would not stop. He ran like he was running home. I could not believe he was still alive. I went over there and looked for that deer. He was nowhere to be found. So yeah, he might have been the same thing, man. Flipped up in the air, landed on his legs, and just kept running. It was unbelievable. The car that hit him was a Volkswagen. A little 16-year-old girl, man. And when she came out, and she finally just started crying, you know. And I told her, man, you're going to be all right. Don't worry. And the good thing about it was, I think the Volkswagens, they still make them with the engine in the back, so that her whole front thing was like crushed in, because it was like a trunk. I'm going to look it up. I'm not sure. But I thought, well, that's what saved that deer then, is that that thing was like a springboard for him. Instead of hitting a solid metal engine, it was like a soft pad that he landed on. So, but I felt really bad just seeing that. It just made me. I said, this is sick, man. Made me sick to my stomach. I expected his body parts to be all over, because these people are so driving insane, man. This is not meant for human consumption. This is not what was meant for human life. Everything, it's like this, the God of this system rules. People do not matter. Look at all the homeless people. People do not matter. It's the system that has to keep going, running people over. It's sick. And they're not stopping. They're not slowing down. And they're going to end up in destruction unless they stop and slow down. Oh, my God. And it's all government sanctions. And all according to the laws. And yet they keep bothering me about being in a van. Yeah, another cop bothered me the other day. He said, I saw the van moving. So he made me come out and don't put your hands in your pockets. Sit down there on the sidewalk. Same crap again and again. Treat you like you're a criminal. Absolutely nothing did I do. The car was parked. But because he saw it move, because I was in the back, he had to go through this whole thing and run my ID. Hopefully he thought I had a warrant for my arrest where he could take me to jail. They're just dripping with desire to mess people up in their lives. And it's time we're going to leave Egypt. You remember, like Jim Morrison said, we're building pyramids in honor of our escaping Egypt. You know, that's what the 60s was all about. We are leaving, sings Crosby, Stills and Nash. You don't need us. We're leaving. And that's why they made all those communes and everything. You know, it's like when Moses came to the Egyptians, you know, and says, God has sent me to you. The time is now. Let's go. And they people were not ready. Oh, well, we don't know. Well, we don't know. You causing trouble for us, Moses. We're doing okay. Those people are going to be left behind when the time comes. And the rest of us are going to escape Egypt. And we're taking off. And you that aren't ready, you that don't know what you're doing, you're left behind. We're getting ready to move now, man. I see it on the internet now. More people coming out abused by these Freemason rituals where they murder little kids, eat their bodies, stick a knife in them, and start eating the entrails. This is what I'm seeing on YouTube. And it makes me sick. That's what these people are into. All kinds of Satanism. Well, another girl had an encyclopedia of Freemasonry with all their false gods in there. Baal, Molech, Ashtoreth, all the gods they worship. Demons, devils. And we're not going to take it anymore. We're ready to go. We're ready to leave. And there's not going to be any hesitation. Not even to look behind to see where we get in our house. Jesus says, you take off and you do not look behind. We're getting sick of it. God is getting sick of it. And He has shown me these things so that I can get sick of it. So that we as a people who are true Christians have to be ready. It was in the music in the 60s. You remember Paul says, you're better off if you don't get married, but to stay single. Well, he wasn't a hypocrite, man. He didn't dress up in a suit and tie. You know, Jesus looked like a gardener when He was resurrected. He looked like a Pharisee. This is all Masonic hypocrisy. And dressing up like Pharisees. So Jimi Hendrix says it in plain English. Here comes a woman wrapped up in chains. You go fooling with that thing, man. You put your life in pain. If you want to be free, come on along with me. Leave the hard-headed man. He'll never understand. That's Christian. And Jimi Hendrix was building a Christian church. But we hate this falseness, this hypocrisy, where pedophiles are in the churches, man. It's all over the place. And we don't want to be a part of them hypocrite churches. Watered down, sleepy devil worshippers, man. Whether they know it or not, they're sucked into that sleep mode of being part of this sick world. And they're not ready when He returns, man. They're not ready right now. And you better be ready when He returns. And then, like the Bible says, then you will see the difference between the righteous and the wicked. It's going to be real plain. People thought I was dead. People thought they could get rid of me, walk over me. Oh, guy's just a bum. We'll just walk over him. We can steal what we want from him. He's not going to be heard of anymore. He's a dirty hippie bum. That's their thought of me. The Spirit of God never dies, you fool. I live forever. Get used to it.